Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is Shades of Grey. This is somebody who's with us just about every day. They support all of my channels, I believe. They have given us a ton of help on our music channel, and for those of you who haven't seen it, all the same music you hear in the background of Tuber Chat is available as copyright-free music. You can find that channel on the bottom of our front page. Shades of Grey also is out supporting other creators all the time. I have run into them countless times in other people's live streams and premieres when I'm out trying to do the same thing. So I hope you'll connect with them so you can get some of that support coming back to you as well. They're sitting at 53 subscribers right now, halfway towards that first 100, and we'd love to push them a little bit closer to that exciting and important milestone. When we look at Shades of Grey, we see pure variety on this channel, but they do want to inspire us in a spiritual way. We get that idea by reading their lengthy description in their About section. Then we get into shorts on the channel that have just started. These will soon be hitting 100 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, these have been an experiment about a month ago. We'll see if they're going to continue with these, but we've got notification bells on for every single channel that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. So thank you everybody for coming in. A fellow Canadian is just dropping a super chat right now. The Numismaniac has done that countless times before. They're from Edmonton, Alberta, and we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll look at the Numismaniac and I'll talk about their content in a moment while I fill up the wheel with a bunch of names of our members in the chat. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and then after a long period of time, probably an hour or so, I will start adding names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of today's stream. Wayne's World Unlimited from the UK is also dropping a super chat, so thank you for that extra generous support, and we will get them up onto the screen next. I'm going to do some introductions now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Broken Hearts Ministry, Gail from Gail's Southern Living is in the house. I thought she was live. I just slid into my office like seconds before it was, well, minutes, but seconds before it was time to go live. But the last thing that I saw when I pulled my homepage up was that Broken Hearts Ministry was live. So I'm not sure if she's finished or if she's still live now. She's been a dear friend of getting close to 4 years. I think it is 4 years, actually. We've got quite a few more channels on the wheel. Now It's Dark is here. Handicapped Traveler is in the house. The Numismaniac is on the screen right now. Sweet Melissa Coastal Girl 707 is here. P&J's Homestead Adventure. They're all on the wheel. Simply Jan Homestead's in the house. Milk Honey Heritage Farms. Sorry, I always say that. I always say Milk Honey, but it's Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. I've been on panel with them too. That's Heather. One-Eyed Cat is in the house. Victoria G, good to see you here. Bella's Whisper Farmstead. Kristen seems to be everywhere all the time. Built on the Rock Homestead might be here for the first time. Now I see it was actually a raid from Gail, so thank you for that. I'm going to put Gail's channel up onto the screen right after Wayne's World Unlimited for that reason. That's Broken Hearts Ministry. And thank you for that raid. When we use the word raid, what we're talking about is the YouTube live redirect. And what that is, it's something fun that comes from Twitch, where a live streamer can basically send their audience over to another channel before ending their live stream. And it's really cool because you give somebody else a head start. You give your people somewhere to go. When I started on YouTube 7 years ago, I was not into live streams right away, but after about a year and a half, 2 years, I started to follow a lot of live streams. And one of the things that I thought was really odd is everybody's having a good time, everybody's conversating with each other in somebody's chat, and as soon as they end their live, it's like a party just ended. Like, all right, well, I guess we're all going home or somewhere. So raiding is a term that we take from Twitch, but it's a really cool feature. And as you can see, it really benefits. We've got a few new friends in the house. So thank you for that, Broken Hearts Ministry, Gail. We're going to look at her channel in a couple more minutes. Robert MacMedia is a longtime friend who came over from my personal channel. 99 Midnight Gamers here. KK Travel and Education Vlogs is here with us just about every day. Joyful Steffies is here with us frequently. Simply Jan Homestead is a longtime friend. She might have been with us well over 2 years now, I believe. And she's got a vibrant community surrounding her channel. Keisha H is here. Forgive me if I'm saying hello to a couple channels twice. Twinbrook Acres is here. We've got quite a busy beginning because of Gail's raid there. Izzy Scott, thank you so much for the kind words and the highlighted milestone message. They've been a member for almost a year now. I'm going to get Izzy Scott onto the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So I'm going to start spinning soon, but we're going to talk about the Numismaniac, then get to Wayne's World Unlimited because both of these creators drop super chats, and then we'll look at Broken Hearts Ministry, and I'm sure we'll get to spinning the wheel shortly. Another Time is a brand new channel in the Tuber Chat family, and they're just dropping a super chat as well. So we'll put them up right after Broken Hearts Ministry. And our Georgia Suburban Homestead and Fairbrick Studio are coming in. They are long time friends. And yeah, thank you for that, our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Things like super chats and memberships are never necessary, always appreciated, of course. And then 99 Midnight Gamer. So the thing is, here in Tuber Chat, the wheel is run by a list that I keep in the background, and I'll show it to you right now. I use a robot called Streamlabs. I'm just refreshing the page. And what it does is it keeps track of how active everybody's been in the chat, not just how long you're here. So you see, like, Milk Honey Heritage Farms has been talking to people, Joyful Steffi's been talking, Life with Tanisha RN is there, and 99 Midnight Gamers right up close to the top. Now, if that stays as the case, in about 45 minutes from now, I will add a name to the wheel from our chat list, and as time goes on through the live stream, I add more and more names. So the truth is, when we get closer to the end of the stream, let's say the last 45 minutes, last half hour, I start adding a lot more names from the wheel, just because of the way that the whole program flows here. That's where we often see brand new channels. But the key is always conversation in the chat. And since we have so many new channels in the chat today, thanks to Gail and a few other friends that have found us through the recommendation engine, what I'll mention is the best success here in Tuber Chat comes from making the first move, reaching out to other creators, supporting them first with all the things we wish they would do for us, knowing they'll turn around and do that afterwards. And then the magic here in Tuber Chat is truly in conversation in the chat. That's why the channel's called Tuber Chat instead of Tuber Guy or Tuber Channels or whatever else we could have called it. Because I put channels on the screen. I know everybody likes it. We feel like it matters greatly, but I promise you, it doesn't matter as much as everybody thinks. When I put a channel on the screen, the Numismaniac here, a few people will probably go to the channel because I'm going to describe my friendship with them, the impact they've had on the Tuber Chat channel, and then things that they've done on their channel that I've noticed that will be of interest to a lot of people, not to mention the support that they give to others. But it won't be a mad rush of 20 or 30 people who are watching right now that all go running over to a channel. The truth is, it's better to take it slow, meet people one by one. We always have brand new channels in the chat every single day, because Tuber Chat's been here for 4 years now. And we always have longtime friends, anywhere up to 4 years. So there's always new people to meet. Kaz Crafts and More, good to see you in the house. That's another friend of 4 years. So is Hilda DC. She's a beloved and dedicated moderator, so I've got her on the wheel as well. Butler Family Farm is coming in. And then the only other thing that we do is, while I don't solicit things like memberships and super chats at all ever, and certainly don't mean to. We do give them a little bit of skip the line kind of a benefit, where members are added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Super chatters and membership gifters are added to the screen as soon as that happens, in order. So I've got quite a list here. Izzy Scott's just gifting a membership right now. Wayne's World Unlimited and Another Time and Rooted in Essential Oils all drop super chat, so we're going to look at their channels soon. Lisa J. Stock's in the house. Good to see you here. And then Izzy Scott just gifted that membership, so we'll look at them soon. And we got quite an introduction today. So thank you, everybody. I know we've been doing these streams as pop-ups for a little while with not too much warning when it comes to when they're going to land, different days and different times. So I appreciate everybody being here. Pretty Witty and Risky, good to see you here. I certainly don't mean to miss anybody in the chat. I'm going to try to hurry up with the rest of the introductions. If I have missed anybody, the key is always to just being active in the chat. Like I said, I don't mean to miss anybody. And then if you have something important that you want me to see, you can just give it 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow, and that helps me a little bit. And then, yes, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I missed a super chat, so thank you for that, Scratch and PPA. The Adventures of Traveling Mike dropped a super chat, which I missed from talking too much like I always do. And I'm going to show you something that you might find funny. I wish the Stock Explorer was here. Nora is a hard worker. They work all the time, sometimes different jobs or projects and things like that. They're a beloved and dedicated moderator here. And they will laugh because every time I start talking too much, they will say something about enjoying story time. And I just put a note on my computer today. I just put a sticky note. And it says, no story time, so that I can remind myself to stop talking about things that have nothing to do with channels and keep putting more channels on the screen so that we can get to as many as we can in the next 3 hours or so. So, forgive me for anything I've missed. 99 Midnight Gamer, forgive me if I missed anything you might have commented about that conversation. But thank you for bringing it up because you gave me a chance to talk about it. And that's right, yes, the Numismaniac. So, Kermidge in Alaska, good to see you here. The Numismaniac makes a point. Starika, thank you so much for the highlighted milestone message and continuing that membership. Canadian Family Life is here. When we look at the idea of different channels, so I'm going to describe the Numismaniac. They've got quite a bit of screen time today, which is okay. So, this is a fellow Canadian, and they bring us numismatic collectible coins, other valuable collectibles, including precious metals, and right now they're in the middle of a challenge. It's been a daily challenge that they've had going on their channel for a couple of months. I think it's been the entire summer, actually. And there's a lot of history on the channel that goes with a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to take one of their latest videos, put that in my catch-up list. When we're connecting with creators, we want to be looking for videos that are 3 minutes or longer. You'll have to look through the Numismaniac, but they've got plenty, including live streams. I've caught them many times for these. Lately, they've been doing a lot of history. I caught them, yeah, it was just a few weeks ago. I thought I caught you earlier, or more recently than that, but that's okay. They've been doing lots of these. There's the Skipper right there, as they're known on their channel. They also do a lot of StreamYard panels with other influencers. And between the history and the numismatic collectible coins and other things, there's a lot of information on this channel. Let's look at shorts just for a quick second here. And we'll see that they're doing really well. They got some of that famous Edmonton winter weather there with 797 views. But they got another short here at over 1,700, which is great to see. So the thing about what the Numismaniac just said in the chat, and let me read back their comment for a quick second here if I can catch it, because they made a good point. Oh, pardon me, I might not be able to catch it now. Oh, forgive me, the Numismaniac. I forget, I missed exactly what they said. But talking about the idea of introducing channels to people, when you are creating your content, this goes for everybody, on your channel, it's best if you're doing things that you're truly passionate about. And I know that kind of goes without saying, because why would you make a video you don't want to make, right? But if you have passion about certain things, it really comes through. And most people will end up hearing that from their audience after they start making a few videos and building a bit of a community around their channel. But in what we're doing here in Tuber Chat is agreeing to support each other over the long term, regardless of niche or category for the channel. And what you will find is that you creating content and introducing your channel to people who would not have been searching for it, you will make new fans, not only out of your own channel and your own content, but out of your niche and category, which will help your whole community. So in the case of the Numismaniac, other preppers, precious metal collectors, and numismatic collectible coin collectors, as well as other collectors of different collectible things of value, like lots of our friends here in the Tuber Chat family, if that makes sense. I know I'm tripping over my words because I'm trying to race through the description. But the idea, like for instance, prepping and precious metals, I've always been a fan of precious metals, so I take interest in a channel like that right away myself. But something like knitting or crochet, which I do not know how to do, is something that now I take interest in. I can't tell you how many knitting circles I've been hanging out with on StreamYard panels and things like that on YouTube, or makeup tutorials that I've hung out with, or lottery ticket scratching channels. I have scratched my share of lottery tickets in my life. A lot of my family or friends, we give them to each other at things like birthdays and Christmas, just some fun stuff. I don't play all the time, but I had no idea how big lottery ticket scratching was. Now, if you start following a few channels in any niche or genre, not just one, you're going to start to find a lot of passion in a lot of creators, a lot of enthusiasm that comes through, and you'll see what the interest is for them in the things that they're presenting on their YouTube channels. You might even find yourself enjoying them. So again, the biggest thing about what I'm trying to get across is just the idea that when you're creating content on YouTube or any other platform, you're opening up the opportunity for people who otherwise might not have seen it to become fans of, like I said, a new genre, category, or a new hobby, or a new entertainment or learning opportunity, if that makes any sense. So again, forgive me for butchering my description of what I'm trying to talk about, but I do, even though I said I wasn't going to get into story time, like the idea of talking about what we're doing here, and hopefully everybody takes away the idea that your channel and your content can be much bigger than yourself, your individual channel, and even your community, because you're drawing in people that otherwise might not have seen it, if that makes any sense. Starika has a channel about coins and currency from countries all around the world, similar to the Numismaniac and other channels. We got quite a few prepping channels and quite a few channels that bring us either precious metals or numismatic collectible coins and other collectibles of value. Let's get ready to look at Wayne's World Unlimited. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yes, handicapped travelers making me laugh. The Numismaniac, you're absolutely right. Cooking channels are something I've always talked about. I enjoy what I've seen in the Tuber Chat community and cooking channels and cooking videos, because we get a much more real look at what people are making in their homes for their families, their friends, for themselves, as opposed to what we see in television shows, which I also enjoy. But they have unlimited pantries and, $50,000 ranges and equipment and things like that. So I like the real look of what people are making in their home. I do one more thing, the last part of story time for right now. One of the things I really get upset with myself for forgetting to do, hopefully not everybody's too hard on themselves when it comes to mistakes, but I think it's very important to recognize the moderators that help with our channels. Here in Tuber Chat, I promise you, you can probably see it for yourself, But this channel and what we do here could never be what it is right now if it wasn't for our moderators. Hilda DC's been with us from the beginning. Scratch and PPA's been with us from the beginning. Michael's Adventures, of course, who can't be here every day, has been with us from the beginning. He's here every chance he can be, and so are the rest of our moderators. There's a core group of about 10 or 20. 10 that are here often, 20 that are here occasionally, but they've all been with me from the beginning or even longer. Anyway, so I'm doing one more thing with my sticky notes for today. I have a sticky note that says thank mods, because I noticed at least the last 2 streams in a row I forget to do it. So I'm just putting it on my door. So if nothing else, before I leave my office for the day, I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if, yeah, you can see it up here. Before I leave my office for the day, I'm going to be reminded to hit up my Instagram group for my moderators and give them a thank you, because I really hate the idea of them not feeling appreciated, let's just say. So now we're talking about Wayne's World Unlimited, and this is a creator that comes to us from the UK. They bring us pure variety, but they've got a unique twist on their channel as well. So they got 826 subscribers right now. And they got quite a few shorts here coming up right away. Let's look at these first, because this is pure variety. Lots of creators are bringing a lot of variety into their shorts or shorts videos. When we look at these were already getting into 7,000 and 8,000 views, even 10,000. I'm not sure if that's a newer one. But these two here, this 13,000 one, that's a fairly recent one in the last, I think it was 6 months or so. But this Xbox one is out of control. This thing's got almost 250,000 views, 244,000, which is great to see. So like I said, lots of variety here. Live streams are just an experiment. They did one a couple months ago. We'll see if they're going to do any more. They've got some new videos here, so I'm just going to take the latest video. It's perfect to connect with because it's just over 3 minutes, and I'm going to put this into a special playlist I have called Catch Up. That's just a fun name, so I can use that playlist to keep or get caught up with creators. And then Wayne's World Unlimited is going to bring us outdoors, a lot of times for stories to be told or to give us a look around different areas. The unique thing that this creator does is often brings us an outtake video to go along with the long form content. So once in a while we see a creator that sprinkles some outtakes or bloopers throughout their content, and I know people enjoy that. But Wayne's World Unlimited makes special videos just with outtakes. So that's one unique twist on this variety channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Wayne's World Unlimited. They've been a long time, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We'd love to push them towards the 900 that they're thinking about. Forgive me, I'm probably way behind in the chat again. Andy's Journeys is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you for the super chat. They've done that countless times before. And we will look at their channel right after Izzy Ska. I've got Wheatsart on the wheel. Treasure Hunter Neil is in the house. Tamika Davis is here, an incredible supporter. I run into them all over the place. Prez the Investor is here. He can bring us, along with Lisa J. Stock, some insight as to what on earth has been going on with the stock markets and crypto markets over the last week, because it has been something else. Yes. The numismaniac always makes me laugh. Okay, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I certainly don't mean to, as long as everybody's still active. We should get around to everyone. Let's look at Broken Hearts Ministry. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So thank you again, Wayne's World Unlimited and the Numismaniac, for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We got a few more channels to look at for the same reason, because we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as that happens. We'll get around to spinning the wheel in a moment. Dolores is going to be added right now. Little Legos in the house. And when we look at Broken Hearts Ministry, Gail, this creator gave us a raid today. So again, what that means, I'll just be quick about it, is they were live right before Tuber Chat, and I felt bad because I missed it, but I got into the office moments before starting streaming. So as I was setting up, I saw it come up recommended, but I didn't go in. But Gail is a longtime friend. She's been with us for about 4 years as well. She's got several channels actually, but she sent her live stream audience over here when she finished her live stream. It's a generous thing to do, and I'm always happy to see people rating each other, so I certainly appreciate it here. Oh, yeah, so Andy's Journeys is bringing up something else. This is actually important because we haven't talked about this in a long time. A lot of creators I've been on YouTube for about 7 years now, but I learn from creators with channels of all sizes every single day. So Andy's Journeys has just hit a bit of a roadblock, and it's common. What happens is when you're following other channels, like on Tuber Chat, of course, we got about 5,500 subscribers now, but that means I'm subscribed to much more than 5,500 channels. But what happens is for a short period, and it's usually just a couple of months, YouTube will stop you from following more channels. So when you're trying to make friends, like what we're doing here, it won't let you subscribe. It'll give you an error and say you need more subscribers before you can subscribe to anybody else. But it passes. It passes for everyone. Every time I've heard it, which is a good handful of times over the years, everybody gets over it afterwards. It's very frustrating because when you're out there trying to support people, you're like, why on earth would you stop me from supporting them? Why would you stop me from subscribing to channels? But it's just something that's been there forever, and they don't seem to want to change that. But I promise you it will pass. And then the key is just probably that you have to slow it down for a short period. And I find that it subsides after, if I'm right, a month or 2 months. Wayne's World Unlimited. I insist that I'm subscribed to 5,500 subscribers or 5,500 channels or something like that. I subscribe to everyone, right? Not every single channel that ever comes through, because if they come through for 5 minutes, don't stay, and we never look at their channel. That's one thing. But I still meet people with the Tuber Chat account outside. So if I'm in somebody else's premiere live stream, I often make friends there. You know, somebody will say like, hey, I visited you, or I subbed to you, or whatever. And then I'll go and get them right away when somebody does that. So, yeah, it's got to be thousands. It has to be. And that's just on this channel. You know, as well, the music channel and my personal channel. I'm following more creators over there. Cruising Scene, good to see you in the house. I'm going to get you onto the wheel. Broken Hearts Ministry, Gail, is a very special channel with a very special message. So I hope you'll read the About page when you get there so you can see what I'm talking about. Red Hot Reactions, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. The Life of Tiff, good to see you here. Broken Hearts Ministry is run by this familiar face. You've probably seen her a million times before. This is Gail from Gail's Southern Living. So this is a second channel that she's gotten. She's working on 800 subscribers right now. Like I said, this channel has a special message. She posts frequently, as we can see. I'm just going to take the latest video, put it in my catch-up list like I was talking about. When we head over to the live streams, we can see what I mean. She was just live. Oh, maybe I did click on it. Forgive me, Gail. Maybe I did click on it, but I didn't come into the chat. She's got more live streams set up. She usually does these. It looks like she's planning for once a week, and then she does some other pop-ups in the midst of the regularly scheduled live streams that she puts up, let's say. But this is an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And Gail from Gail's Southern Living has one particular thing that I love talking about. I see leadership in her, and it's obvious. It goes without saying for anybody that's met her or seen her videos, because she has this ability to build collaborations between creators that are just monstrous. It is not uncommon to see her start a collaboration for channels to get involved with and have anywhere from 70 to even 80 and even more channels involved. Right now there's a garden tour club. We'll look at that on her original channel, and you'll start seeing that in other channels that we look at today, because lots of our friends are getting involved in lots of the things that she does. So Broken Hearts Ministry as well has got some shorts over here. It's pure variety, 2,000, 2,400, 2,500, and then videos can be usually here on this channel following the theme of the original channel. But Gail Southern Living is an influencer in the homesteading community. And like I said, she's been a friend of probably 4 years as well. So she's well over 3,000 subscribers. And you know, I say of channels of this size that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of, let's say, 3,000 and beyond. So we'd love to push her now towards the 3,300 that she's thinking about. She's almost there. And we'll talk about the content on this channel in a second. Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, thank you so much for another super chat. She's done that countless times before as well. I've got them on the wheel now because, like I said, we put, or not on the wheel, but in my list, we've got, we always put super chatters and membership gifters up onto the screen right away. We will get around to spinning the wheel shortly. Super Rainbow Queen, good to see you here. And as the stream goes on, you'll also find that I start to get faster going through channels because I talk a little bit less in between, if that makes sense. And Gail Southern Living. So as you can see right away, StreamYard panels are here with familiar faces. She gets involved in a lot of collaborations. And yeah, Hilda DC, I did see you. You must not have heard me say hello, but I saw you in there. And I've got you on the wheel. Pardon me, Hilda DC is just messaging me in the background. Gail Southern Living, like I said, does a lot of StreamYard panels. You'll find a lot of familiar faces. There's Milk and Honey Heritage Farms right there. That's Heather. You'll find lots more familiar faces and influencers on this channel. And Gail Southern Living, like I said, comes to us from the homesteading community. She's got a couple more planned here with some influential creators. Shorts on this channel usually fall in line with her main content, but with a bit of variety as well. Up to 4,000, one over 18,000, which is great to see. And then videos on the channel. So we're talking homesteading almost exclusively here. There's Happy Meal videos, there's shout outs for other creators like we see right here. A mix of indoor in the kitchen, outdoor kind of ideas when we think about homesteading. But this is a perfect example. The latest thumbnail that we see right here is for Fall Fest 24. She's been doing this for what I believe is the third year now. And forgive me if I'm mistaken. I'm not sure if you started this in 22 or 21. And I could be mistaken about all of that. But Gail Southern Living, this is a collaboration that usually involves 70 or 80 creators, somewhere around there. I don't even know how many there were last year. So she started this again. She's got a Fall Fest 24 registration video that people can watch. So this will be a bit of an introduction. This video will be a little bit more information about how to get involved. But what happens is all of these creators are making videos that are very similar in concept, of course, with their own flavor and following the instructions. But what happens when you get involved in a collaboration like that is all of the other creators, or a lot of them, are going to be promoting each other, and the algorithm can kind of be benefited a little bit, if that makes sense, because so many creators are focused on one thing, and all of a sudden you got these 70 or 80 videos that are going to come out. She recently did another one, and it might be too far back for me to find now, but you're going to see a lot of creators here with this garden tour club. Right? So this is another collaboration that Gail's done. But what I've noticed about this one is that a lot of creators are making many videos within this collaboration. So they've got this hashtag pardon me, hashtag here, Garden Tour Club, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of that. So Gail Southern Living, obviously an influencer, a true influencer in the Tuber Chat family, and obviously generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. So thank you again, Gail, for the raid from your Broken Hearts Ministry channel. And Little Lego's just asking about a collaboration. What's the definition? So a collaboration would be anything where you work together with another creator in almost any way at all. The problem with the word is that it's so, I guess, vague is probably the way I can describe it, that you can call almost anything a collaboration. And I've been caught just speaking too fast, kind of doing that many times, saying like, you know, you can swap playlists with other creators here. That could be considered a collaboration. But typically, when we talk about a collaboration on YouTube, what we're talking about is more than one creator making videos together. It doesn't have to be together geographically. So if somebody's in New York State and somebody's in California, they can make the same kind of videos, shout each other out in their videos, and then help promote each other. They can still consider that a collaboration, even though they're not in each other's videos. Or you could do it with StreamYard panels, or you can send each other footage and things like that. There's a lot of ways to do that, but an official collaboration means you're working either with another individual or a company or another entity. Somebody might call a collaboration something like a product endorsement. So I am certainly not affiliated with Mug Root Beer, but if I want to do a review of this, I could say I was doing a collaboration with Mug Root Beer if they actually sent that to me or gave me some kind of another monetary compensation, let's just say. But I don't get involved in a lot of that stuff, and certainly not here in Tuber Chat. I've done lots of that kind of thing, but the word collaboration can be mixed up, and sometimes people like myself will take it a little bit farther, but hopefully that's helpful. Now, collaborating with other creators in any way at all is the fastest way to grow your channel. And the reason why is not just because you're featured on somebody else's channel and they mention your name, but because you're building a friendship with another creator. The more you conversate with them, the more you agree with them and things like that, what will happen is you will find that you favor your friends, and you'll find that you get favored by your friends, if that makes any sense. So KK's live channel's in the house. Cabaret Gaming is here. Ron's Keto Cafe is getting added to the wheel. And Gail, thank you again for that, raid earlier. She sent in some friends. And we're about to look at, I hope the channel was called Another Time. Let me look at it. Yes, Another Time. Hopefully they're still with us in the chat. I'm going to look for their channel right now. We're seeing them for the first time, and I think it's the first one that comes up here. Yeah, it is. Oh, goodness, and this is a creator that's already well established and 12,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. So obviously an influential channel. What I do here when I connect with creators, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of their latest videos and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. And what that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on like I do for all creators. And that should make our connection stick. And then hopefully they have our notification bell on as well so they don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. AceFlaw1, good to see you here. Pat Master, good to have you in the house. And Another Time, there they are with Gail Southern Living right there. So that's a collaboration that we're seeing right away on this channel. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have done. And congratulations on already being over 10,000 subscribers. We put a lot of focus on that here now. Butter Roll Boutique, good to see you in the house. Yeah, little Lego. StreamYard panels are cool, and it's a great way to collaborate with others as well. The only thing I will say about that is we always want to be careful, because it's possible for people just to come up with, let's say, bad intentions. Not that I want to be negative about it, but it's just, it's a kind of a warning if nothing else. Because of the way StreamYard links and other links like that are made, people don't actually have to have the link. They can just use a robot to make a bunch of links until they find a stream that's running and then try to come up. So I would just always be very careful of who you're letting to come up onto the screen. When people are using StreamYard, what happens, for anybody that hasn't used it yet, you have your screen, and at the bottom of the screen, they call it either the basement or the green room or something. There's little icons that represent the screens of the people who you are about to let up onto the screen. So you get a little bit of a preview there. So as long as you're certain who is coming up with you, then that's okay. But it's just something I wanted to mention for a quick second. I don't talk about it enough. And then, yeah, Andy's Journeys. I intended on doing a lot more StreamYard panels for a long time there. I did a few in the spring, but they're few and far between. I used to do many more, but yeah, life gets in the way all the time. And then I Am Betty J Gathers is in the house. I've got them on the wheel as well. We still got a few channels to go through. Izzy Ska gifted a membership. Andy's Journeys and Bella's Whisper Farmstead both dropped super chat, so we're going to look at them. Rooted in Essential Oils dropped a super chat. So did Another Time that we just looked at. And then thank you, Robert Mac Media. That's a longtime friend now. I think I've been connected to them for at least 2 years. It might be 3. It might be longer, Robert Mac Media, now that I think of it, too. Tank and Fish, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And there you go. Yes, little Lego, you must show your face first. You'll hear lots of creators say that if somebody wants to go on their panel. There's Hilda DC again in the chat. She's cooking right now in the background. She does cooking videos on her channel. She just did one this week. Rooted in Essential Oils, I'm going to talk about in a second here. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So what we're looking at right now, Rooted in Essential Oils, is literally going to talk about essential oils. Now, this creator happens to be a member of the Young Living program, which I know a lot of people will recognize that name. It's very popular as a company. But they talk about that all the time. And it's funny because essential oils are something that I know only the tiniest bit about. You might as well say I don't know anything about them, right? But I know what they are. So, I've described ever since the beginnings of my YouTube journey that essential oils are a perfect candidate for a YouTube channel. And the reason why is because there are so many different essential oils. There are so many different uses and benefits for each one of them. And then when you start combining them together, you have a virtually unlimited amount of things to talk about. So the reason why I talk about this is because when I used to do a lot more, 5, 6, 7 years ago about trying to push people to be on YouTube and other social platforms. I've really laid off that now because I know it's not for everybody. But when I would describe to anybody, how do you start a YouTube channel? I say, listen, it's this easy. Take something that you care about, put it on a table in front of you, and talk about it for 10 minutes. That's a video. And it's true. Most of us here have seen some kind of an unboxing or a product review. And it really has nothing to do with the quality of the video or video production. It has to do with the passion and enthusiasm in the creator talking about and describing the element of the video or the subject of the video. Rooted in Essential Oils does this, actually much more, because they keep up with the chat when they're doing a live stream, and they'll get into more story time. As we can see on the channel, there's a little bit of variety here as well. But this is a channel, I think, to watch for that reason, because I believe essential oils give a very easy way for anybody to describe how YouTube videos product reviews and descriptions of different people's hobbies and passions work, if that makes any sense. So hopefully everybody will check out Rooted in Essential Oils. We'd love to push them towards the 1,200 subscribers that they're thinking about now. They are another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, of course. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. Ron's Keto Cafe just gifted a membership. I know Keisha H will be happy to have that. Gia Chia Tortillas in the house. Good to see you here. Facing Realities, another friend of about 4 years, so it's good to have you in the house. And yours truly, DKC. It's good to see you here. I believe you might be in the house for the first time. So, what we're going to do right now is take a break for 3.5 minutes. We're going to come back with Izzy Ska, who also gifted a membership. It's a little bit early, but I think I'm going to add a name onto the wheel right now. I'm going to pull a couple names off for anybody that I haven't seen in a little while already, because we're a little bit later than we usually are. We haven't been through as many channels as we sometimes get to. Before we go on this break for 3.5 minutes and come back, I'm going to play for you a clip from one of our new interview videos. We've got a series of 4 of them that have been recorded. 3 of them are already up on the channel, and I've got a couple more promises ready to go where I will add a few more of these interviews. We're dropping them once a month. The conversations with these creators go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. They're all long-time friends of Superchat, usually for 3 years or longer, and all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask, is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers, so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build, and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it, so it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit, and people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it. But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal, that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you know, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, you know, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage, and that you're basically making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, yes, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
All right, we're just about back. Sorry, I thought I was ready there. Izzy Scott gifted a membership earlier, and thank you to our super chatters. We've still got a few more channels to go through. The Adventures of Traveling Mike, forgive me, Scratch and Pete told me twice, and still I'm getting things out of order. But we'll get to The Adventures of Traveling Mike next. Andy's Journeys is coming up right after that. Bella's Whisper Farmstead, and then Ron's Keto Cafe, who gifted a membership. Cruz Bolero, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then you'll have to excuse me. Something is going on outside my door here. I usually don't do this. We're going to have to go for 3.5 more minutes. We'll come right back and we'll talk about Izzy Sky and get back to more channels. Okay, pardon me for that. There should never be a case where somebody's looking for me here, but I can find it distracting. If there's something going on in the hallway, yeah, that's okay. I know I left the mic on, but that's all right. All I did was walk away. Today with Nikki, good to see you here. Little J. Roke Waterhouse, good to see you in the house again. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And then, yeah, watch hours can take a while. Again, the best idea that I can give everybody here is when we think with generosity in the forefronts of our minds, all the frustrations that we go through, other people are going through as well. Everybody is, almost everybody. So when you think about that, the idea is, who can I help? Who can I find that needs watch hours? Because I promise you, if you help as many other people as you can, you will be helped faster than you imagine that you would have been. We all wish it could be faster, but I'm sure you know what I mean. That is absolutely the truth. You're going to hear it in the stories that I tell every time we're here, because of a lot of friends who have helped each other, as well as myself, of course. And then Izzy Scott is up on the screen, so pardon me for that. This creator gifted a membership. We always put membership gifters and Superchatters on the screen right away, but after a little while, I will add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. So, 99 Midnight Gamer is now on the wheel. What I often do, though, is take names off the wheel. I was going to do it already, but it's a little bit early, so I haven't done it yet. We still got a small list of channels to go through before I start spinning the wheel again, but we'll get back to that in a moment. And we'll get through as many channels as we can in the next 2 hours or so. And then, thank you, Gia Chia Tortilla. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Style Stages, good to see you here. And then, 99 Midnight Gamer has a good tip there. Making a playlist with all of your videos is a great idea. Making another playlist with all of your live stream replays, if you do live streams, can be another beneficial playlist to make for swapping playlists here. Lewis Acre Farm Karma, good to see you in the house. Then you just got to remember that shorts don't count when we're talking about watch hours, so you don't want to bother with those when we think about that. And then, it does take time, Ron's Keto Cafe, but I promise you this, every channel that is using their powers for good instead of evil, that wants to be monetized, gets monetized. And it's not easy, but it's easier today than it ever was before. Easier than it was 7 years ago when I started, and easier than it was 10 years ago or 15 years ago when YouTube started. You can imagine things get easier, and we didn't have a community like this. There were other communities that we could say are similar, but Superchat and this community did not exist, 4.5 years ago. Now this is available where everybody can come in and start meeting people right away. So, it's of great benefit. So, Izzy Scott is up on the screen. So this creator is bringing almost pure variety. They have a lot of conversation on their channel. Their live streams literally go for hours at a time. We'll look at those first here. They've always been known for these outstanding banners, graphics, and thumbnails, for instance. But you see these live streams, 6 hours. A couple days ago, it's not uncommon to see 4 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours, right? So the conversation can go anywhere, but when we read the About page, they've recently updated this to let us know that they'll have like some guests on panels and things like that, but they also want to give us tutorials in designing avatars, banners, thumbnails, some video editing, and they're going to talk about the tools that they use to do some of that work. So give us tutorials and things like that, let's just say. Izzy Scott's got a lot of shorts on the channel. These are pure variety so far. They're likely going to start moving as they post more and more. And then they got a brand new video from yesterday as well. I'll put that into my catch-up list. These videos are typically bringing animation with usually some music behind them. And they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including Super Chats and memberships when we get there. Kaz's Crafts and more. Hopefully you feel better. She's here from the UK. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. So thank you, Izzy Scott, for the gifted membership. They've done that countless times before. And then the Adventures of Traveling Mike is coming up right now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So the Adventures of Traveling Mike is on the screen right now. They've got a video from a few weeks ago that I've seen, and several more that have been made recently. So most of these are good for connecting over 3 minutes. We always want to make sure the videos we're connecting with are 3 minutes or longer if possible. And 99% of channels here have videos that are at least 3 minutes long. So the Adventures of Traveling Mike is letting us know they're traveling the US, exploring a bit and just taking in the beauty of the country. They're sharing that in photos as well as videos. And they've got a little bit more information on their About page here. So they've also got shorts on the channel. These have started to move into 1,900, 2,600 views. One at 6,600, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. They've got one scheduled for a few days from now. I think that's Monday. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. Although it'll be at midnight. So that looks to me like it's going to be Sunday night at midnight for me. I'm in the Eastern time zone, of course. And then they've been streaming frequently. Yeah, it looks like a few times a week. At least a couple times a week, almost a few times a week. So hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I don't know if I've caught you for a live stream. Yeah, it's been a while. A year ago. It's hard to believe. Wow. I've got notification bells on for every single channel, of course, but the algorithm does what it does and presents us with whatever it feels like, right? So we always put notification bells on for everyone, so that we have the best chance of catching each other, and so we can do as much as possible for each other. So Sweet Acres Koi Farm is in the house. Home Bartending with John is also here. We're gonna get those channels onto the wheel. I'll start spinning again soon. The Adventures of Traveling Mike, sorry for me tripping over your super chat there, but thanks to Scratch and PPA for reminding me, which I needed to be reminded twice today. But we got your channel up on the screen. Hopefully everybody will connect with this generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're monetized, of course, so it's lots of opportunity to support them back in that way, including memberships and super chats when we get there. And they've done that kind of thing before as well. Andy's Journeys is coming up now for the same reason. They dropped a super chat earlier. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We're going to talk about this creator from Chattanooga, Tennessee in a moment. And Tanks and Fish, thank you for that membership. I don't know why I read your name incorrectly earlier. I know I said Tank and Fish, but Tanks and Fish, thank you so much for joining that membership. Tristan Natural is also here. I'm going to put her on the wheel. Members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And that is going to be for as long as you have that membership, of course, which all but guarantees a spot onto the screen. The only thing is over long periods of time. I know not everybody could be here for 3 hours, especially when we're doing the streams as pop-up, right? It doesn't give everybody a lot of time to plan. So after an hour, after 2 hours, I take a few names off the wheel if we know people have had to leave or if we haven't seen them active in the chat. But for any of our members, as long as you're active in the chat at all, then we'll make sure you're on the wheel whenever you're here. Really beautiful places. Good to see you in the house again. Thank you for coming back in. And Andy's Journeys from Chattanooga, Tennessee is going to bring us to touristy type destinations, a lot of different places that they will film and give us a little bit of history, but as well they're going to find places that aren't so common, aren't so popular, and then they'll explore those and share those explorations with us as well. So you get a lot of history on this channel, a lot of exploration. They've got a couple more videos here. I'm just going to grab one of the latest ones. 2 of these are perfect for connecting, just over 3 minutes. But Andy's Journeys usually does longer videos than that. Lots of stories to be told, and I thought I caught them for a live stream not too long ago. Maybe I'm mistaken. Forgive me for that, Andy's Journeys. We'll see if they're going to bring those back. But you get an idea from some of the thumbnails and titles that you see on the screen here of where this creator is taking us. And then so a travel-based channel. They've hit 10,000 subscribers now, which is great to see. This is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who's been with us for years now. And again, they dropped a super chat earlier, and they've done that countless times before. They've taken over our stream boss position, of course, which is that video game life meter under my camera. Every super chat and membership knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for that reason, and Andy's Journeys has held that position many times before. As well, shorts on this channel are starting to get into thousands of views, but 2 of them well over 10,000, which is great to see. So hopefully we'll see some more from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and its outskirts from Andy's Journeys. And Ashley, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in, and thank you one more time, Andy's Journeys, for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Bella's Whisper Farmstead is coming up right now for the same reason. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So Bella's Whisper Farmstead Kristen is actually her with Mike. These creators will share camera work and video. I'm not sure who edits the videos on the channel, to be honest with you. When we look at the latest video, we see they just put this out in the last week. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up with them. They bring us homesteading on a budget, but there's actually quite a bit more than what we might typically expect from a homesteading channel. I am fascinated by tiny homes for no reason. No reason other than they're fascinating to different people, right? So I keep going on about it, but I was really happy to watch this video. Not the tiniest tiny house I've ever seen, but a perfect property, well done, well thought out, as well as Kristen will usually take us outside for a lot of what we expect from homesteading channels as well. And then shorts over here have gotten now into 2,600, 3,200 views and beyond. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they've been doing more of these. Have I even caught you? Yeah, it's been a couple months already. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. Now, I know it's unreasonable to ask everybody, to send a message every time you're going to live stream and things like that. I try to be where I can. As long as we're all supporting each other as much as we can, everybody will be just fine. But if you have a special celebration coming up, like especially a monetization celebration, I try to always be in those, regardless of what I'm doing, even if I have to just pop in. But things like birthdays, things like milestones, or anytime you find a moment, you can send me a message if you have that second, and I will make an effort to be there if I can. And it's interesting to see how much we actually miss from each other. We got our notification bells on. We're on YouTube, most of us, for many hours a week. Some more than others, but that doesn't matter. As long as we're all doing as much as we can, everybody's fine. And then I promise you, I get so upset when I miss things. BioBengal Fantasy Network has been monetized now for several days, and I haven't caught them yet for a live stream, even though I know they're on every night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So Bella's Whisper Farmstead, let me just see. They don't have a live stream scheduled right now. They seem to be doing these once a week. My guess is that they're doing this on Sunday, and forgive me if you told me this the last live stream or recently, and I already am tripping over my idea here, but hopefully I'll catch you for this. I'm expecting to be around. Actually, our next live stream is expected to be on Sunday, and I don't think I've set a time yet. I'll have to look back and see if I told my moderators a time. But my guess is that'll be in the afternoon. And then Bella's Whisper Farmstead is with us every single live stream, or pretty close to it, and I certainly appreciate that. I know not everybody can be. I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend, but once in a while I like to recognize it when we do see creators who are here frequently. So thank you again, Bella's Whisper Farmstead, for another super chat. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. They've done that countless times before, and Ron's Keto Cafe gifted a membership, so we got their channel on the screen right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And when we look at Ron's Keto Cafe, we see another creator that wants to help us with healthy eating and healthy living, particularly when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Cruising on the high seas and travel, forgive me, I must have missed that completely. Scratch and PPA, thank goodness, is letting me know you dropped a super chat earlier. It's silly, too, because I'll show you something that's ridiculous. Now, I'm going to use an excuse here, so pardon me for this. I was born with a lazy eye, and you can't tell now because it's long been fixed, right? I had a surgery, I think it was 10 years ago, I forget. So you'd never know now. If you found me on Facebook or something like that and saw like pictures from 20 years ago, you'd see it clearly. But because of the operation, the way that in my case, the lazy eye, it's just muscles. So the muscles on the side of your eyeballs look kind of like this. What happens is one side is weaker than the other. So what they do is they cut one muscle so that the other side is just as weak as the good side, if you want to put it that way. What that does is then it restricts peripheral vision for somebody forever after. Not really in a noticeable way, but what I have found over the last, I don't know how long, is I do not like big computer screens. So in my office, I use 2 screens. Most of you have seen that or have an idea of that. And while it would be nice for most people to get 24-inch screens or 32-inch screens or whatever everybody's using these days, I actually prefer 19-inch or 21-inch screens. The screens in my office are a little bit big, so I don't look over to my left very often where I keep my Streamlabs window open, which actually gives you a list of all the super chats and things that have happened. So forgive me for that, because Scratch and PPA has to correct so many of my mistakes. He catches these when I miss them, and I don't know how he does it, to be honest with you, but it's upsetting because the stuff's right there in front of me. I just don't happen to look over often enough. But I just wanted to show everybody that. Wheats are, yes, you and me both. I got both of those things going on, but surgery doesn't fix the other thing. And then the Mukbang Show with Kid Wonder has renewed their membership. I'm not sure if they're in the chat. Yeah, there they are. There's Kid Wonder. So thank you for that. And we'll make sure we get... Kid Wonder's got a handful of channels, actually. We'll make sure we get them onto the wheel right now. And I'll show you at least a couple of their channels when we get them up. They have been with me for long beyond 4 years, closer to 5 years now, maybe 5.5 even. And then Ron's Keto Cafe is up on the screen. So like I said, this is a creator that wants to motivate us when it comes to healthy eating and healthy living. You can follow Ron's journey where he has already long past losing over 100 pounds on a keto-based diet and lifestyle. He talks about that both on his About page and in his videos. And then he's on, like, sometimes almost daily. He's on several times a week. He does live streams. He posts a lot of videos, tons of recipes, and gives us ideas about not only his journey, but other people that have connected with him in his community. And Ron's Keto Cafe as well has got shorts over here. These have gotten into now 1,000 views and beyond. So he wasn't doing shorts for a long, long time. And yeah, it looks like he's still posting. I think he's posting daily. So forgive me if I'm wrong. I'd have to look at these. I'm going to try to remember this and see if they've done these. Yeah, it looks like it, because he's got 1,800 subscribers now and an 1,800 sub thank you, which is great to see. Live streams as well. So I haven't caught him for an outdoor live stream, I don't believe, but I've caught him many times. Tuesday, or is it Tuesday mornings, I think he goes live regularly. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one of those. When I look at your videos, I've got the latest one. I put that into my catch-up list so that I can get or keep caught up with creators. Playlists can be a great tool for that. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Ron's Keto Cafe and help push this creator towards the 1,900 subscribers that they're thinking about. They'll be willing to swap playlists. I think they said they're looking for 1,800 more hours right now to hit the 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's time for us to spin the wheel. So thank you for that gifted membership, Ron's Keto Cafe. And pardon me, yes, Cruising on the High Seas and Travel actually is going to be the next channel that we're looking at. Hopefully they're still in the chat. We've had quite a large beginning today. Gail's Southern Living sent over a raid from her Broken Hearts Ministry channel, so we were even busier than usual. There you go. Stock Explorer. Yeah, I should do new member emojis. I should take that Doge one off. That was really just kind of a joke between me and Nora. I was looking for you earlier. The Stock Explorer is here as a member and a moderator. I'm gonna speed things up now. We're gonna go on a break for 3.5 minutes. We'll make it a quick one. We'll come back with Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. But I'm gonna get the Stock Explorer on the wheel, and I'm gonna show you something I showed everybody at the beginning of the stream. I said I put 2 sticky notes on my computer monitor today, and one of them says no story time. So when I start running off on story time that has nothing to do with channels for too long, I can try to reel it in a little bit. And then, so Victoria G's just asking a question. Would I recommend using one live stream service over another? So I started Tuber Chat with StreamYard, and it's many years now. It's 4 years now. But if you were to go back and look at the first few episodes, you'd see, and StreamYard has come a long way since then. I still use it now. You'll notice in the interview clips that I play here that I use StreamYard for that. And I love that service. It's fantastic. I just wanted a few more bells and whistles, all the stuff you see around the screen here. So that comes from Streamlabs. Streamlabs Desktop is a program that runs on Mac or Windows, and then it's similar to OBS. It was actually built from OBS. And then there's other systems out there, but StreamYard is the most popular for restreaming and doing those StreamYard panels in the Tuber Chat community. So it seems on YouTube that StreamYard is the king of kings, right? When it comes to creators that are a little more like want the extra bells and whistles, either OBS or Streamlabs Desktop, the reason I like Streamlabs Desktop is because it lets you schedule live streams within the software. Then it automatically knows which live stream you want to connect to, so you can schedule as many as you want in advance, and it will never make the mistake of connecting to the wrong one. For anybody that's ever used OBS and Stream Keys and stuff like that, that could be a nightmare. So that's an idea. Then I do a lot of outdoor live streaming on my personal channel, and I can't remember if I ever actually used Prism or not. I've used the YouTube app before, but I prefer Streamlabs for that. And not for any reason. I just find that it's probably the most popular for people who are not just using YouTube. And again, more bells and whistles and things like that. Yes, StreamYard is incredibly easy to use, says the Adventures of Traveling Mike. It really doesn't take long to get the hang of it. And then some of the other systems have a little bit more involved, as you can imagine. And then, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. If anybody's mentioned something you meant for me to see that I missed, just please mention it again. Let's go for a break for 3.5 minutes quickly, and we'll come right back with Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. All right, we're just about back. Cruising on the High Season Travel is up on the screen. They dropped a super chat earlier. Forgive me for missing that again, but thank you to Scratch and PPA. I can't tell you how many mistakes I make that he catches, and I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody, if not more. The reason why I keep mentioning that, for those of you who heard me say that a million times and wonder why on earth would you talk about how many mistakes you make, is just to let everybody know, we're not alone when that happens, and I promise you it doesn't matter as much as we think it does. I know when you make a mistake, you can be really hard on yourself and think that it matters. But if I ask everybody today to list for me the first 5 videos you've ever made on your YouTube channel in order, you wouldn't be able to do it, right? Because it doesn't matter that much, right? And it probably didn't stop people from watching. My best performing video is the one with the most mistakes, I think, actually. So these are just ideas. So Cruising on the High Season Travel is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They dropped a super chat. They've done that before. We've got them on the screen for that reason. We'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment like we usually do. Taste test for Mary Brown's is here. We actually have that in Canada as well. Oh, forgive me if I'm mistaken. Is Cruising on the High Season Travel is not... Yeah, oh yeah, they are Canadian, yeah. I was just going to say, Mary Brown's is in Canada too. Yes, of course, I forget they're in Canada. We got to see if Cruising on the High Season Travel wants to come for a meetup one of these days, because we've done a couple of those. 865 subscribers. They're working on 900. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And as I dig through their thumbnails, I'm laughing because, of course, I recognize everything I'm seeing here. We live actually close, so I split my time between Toronto and Niagara Falls, but when you look at their About page, you see that they are in only an hour away or less. When we look at their channel, we see that they're bringing us to a lot of touristy type places. They're going to give you an idea of what to expect, especially when you get to Canada in a lot of these videos. But cruising is a huge community and a lot of generous creators with vibrant audiences as well. If you remember what we went through just 3 years ago and before that, there wasn't a lot of travel or cruising content. So now we've got a lot more of this, and I'm grateful for that. When we look at shorts, we see that these have gotten into 1,200, 1,800, and 2,400. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they were live yesterday. So sorry I missed that, with Eddie Lugo Studios, who is absolutely an influencer when it comes to the travel and cruising community, cruising especially, and here in the Superchat family. He does a lot for other creators. If you connect with, and forgive me, Cruising on the High Season Travel, like I said, is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, but I'm happy to see you connecting with Eddie Lugo Studios, because he does as much as he can for other creators, and like all of us, we can't be everywhere all the time. But every time I wonder to myself, hey, I haven't seen Eddie for a few minutes, he's shared something we've done, or he's talked about something, with the Tuber Chat family. It just never stops. So he does a lot of collaborating with others as well. So it's great to see Cruising on the High Season Travel as a member of that vibrant community. Darn, again, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I always appreciate every moment, even if you're just coming by to say hello and drop a thumbs up. I know not everybody can be here every day, and certainly not for 3 hours at a time. King Morgan, good to see you in the house. I've spun the wheel. I'm not sure if I put Sam's Vlogs Trains and More on there yet. Let me make sure that I did that, because I might have overlooked it for a quick second. We're going to talk about Scratch and PPA. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. If any of our members or moderators are here, especially moderators that I haven't added to the wheel, just please say anything at all in the chat, and I'll try to have a quick look through the chat and see. No, Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing your channel today, because the avatar I've noticed, and I can't remember if we saw that the last time your channel was on the screen, or I've just noticed it in a few chats. or here in Tuber Chat. Sam's Logs Trains and More put a new avatar on the channel, which is cool. So forgive me if I've already seen it. Sam's been with us for about 4 years as well, since pretty much the beginning of Tuber Chat. Most of our moderators have been. And you notice we don't have a lot of moderators here. It's just that they're all very experienced. They all have fun, but take it seriously as well, I'd like to think. And we don't want everybody to have to think about moderator duties. We get a couple of the robots helping out with that as well. So now we're going to talk about one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. This is Scratch and PPA. He is well over 2,100 subscribers now, working on 2,200, which is great to see. Most people who've connected with him already will say he's one of their most supportive creators. And Scratch and PPA is the reason why I say, you know, people seem to be everywhere all the time. Scratch and PPA basically was the start of me not coining that phrase. I think I might have heard it somewhere else. But, you know, we've got a lot of creators that are out there doing as much as they can for other people all the time. Now, not everybody can be on YouTube for as many hours as everybody else. It doesn't matter. As long as everybody's doing what they can, everybody's just fine. We see that here. So pardon me. So Scratch and PPA is just pointing out a question that I missed from Facing Reality, who's another longtime friend. What are some suggestions to improve engagement? There's actually a lot of that in our interview series where we talk to a few creators now who've long passed 10,000 subscribers. I specifically ask each of the creators in those interviews about engagement, including comments, shares, as well as likes and thumbs up and things like that. The biggest thing that they've all said, I believe all three that we've had so far, say that simply asking is helpful, and sometimes we can forget to do it, especially in a live stream, right? If you're making a video, sometimes you get your speeches down pat and you're used to, you know, saying the same few things, but asking for engagement. There's a few creators in the Tuber Chat family who do a great job. One that comes to mind is Gloria's Platter, who's been with us from the beginning. She specifically puts a fun twist on a question so that you feel compelled to leave a comment. I've been in her stuff many times. Scratch and PPA does an exceptional job when it comes to the idea. This is somebody that I knew for a short while. Before he renamed his channel, he was known as PA. He renamed his channel to Scratch and PPA. And I believe he contemplated what he was going to do before he did it. So not only lottery ticket scratching, but he puts an interesting, unique twist by allowing us to vote on the content of next week's video, where he pits two lottery tickets against each other. We can vote on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for what we want to see in next week's video. And he has giveaways in his video series, which I used to forget to mention all the time. Now, he's always had presentation at the forefront of his mind as well, but Scratch and PPA is posting on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, stories as well, and with YouTube. Now, he goes out and does a lot of commenting on other people's videos and things like that. The other hint that I can give everybody, Pete is known a lot of the time for giving thoughtful comments. You know, somebody like me, I kind of rifle through them. I'm very guilty of that, as much as a lot of people are, even copying, pasting a lot of the time. And that's just, you know, I'll use the same excuse anybody would, just to try to get through a lot of them. When your channel starts to get into thousands of subscribers, you're going to find the comments to be overwhelming. That goes for everybody. But that's the trouble that you want to have. What we're talking about here is how to get more. So one of the other hints I can give to everybody that I've heard from other creators is to make your comments to other people interactive, meaning it's good to almost ask a question that requires an answer so that you get another comment on your video. And you could do that for other people as well, if that makes sense. Simply asking is a big help. A lot of people put things on the screen. I always use those, they're called lower thirds, where you have a special effect. So whatever you're doing in the video, a thing just comes up and says like click, subscribe, turn the bell on, you know, with either sound effects or no sound or whatever. That can be helpful because it reminds people. If that makes sense. So forgive me, I'll race through that, but those are just a couple of ideas. Simply asking, reminding people to leave a comment. The best way to do it is in a natural way. If you stop your whole video to say, hey everybody, by the way, don't forget to give a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, things like that, that's not the best way to get that done. And it depends on every channel, so I'm not even saying I'm right about that. If you were to see my personal videos, you'll see I always do it at the end. I do that specifically, kind of for a reason. Not that it's justified or anything like that, but I always do the same thing consistently. And then sometimes I will sprinkle something through the video if I think about it as well. A good way is like, you know, if you were doing a product review, right? Like, so I don't want to show you my cherry Pepsi here, so I won't. But if you were to look at a bottle like this, you might say like, oh, Pepsi's got a lot of flavors. I like the cherry Pepsi one, but have you tried the new peach one? Or let me know what your favorite flavor is. People love adding their opinion to things, especially when they haven't seen it from somebody else. Somebody wants to be the first one to say, I like lime flavored Pepsi, or I like peach flavored Pepsi, or I like Pepsi Zero, or I don't drink any of that stuff because it's bad for you and you should stop too, and other things that we might hear. Not from trolls, but for people who care about humanity and want us to do well. Jesse Miller, unboxings and more. Good to see you in the house. So forgive me for racing through that. Hopefully that was the tiniest bit helpful. But these are just reminders. Sometimes we need to go back to the fundamentals. The books that I have on my shelf, I have read all of those books twice, but I keep them, and the idea is to possibly go through them again, because once in a while, especially financial books, Prez the Investor and Lisa J. Stocks will be happy to hear this, but once in a while you might want to just go back to the fundamentals and remind yourself some of the things that we tend to forget due to complacency. You're making YouTube videos all the time, you know, and you're so used to like being in other people's chats saying, don't forget to thumbs up, which is very helpful. But when you're doing your own live streams, you might forget. You might forget to say it, especially if you're doing live streams that are lengthy, you know. So these are just ideas. And then forgive me if that wasn't as helpful as I wish it was. But again, we always race through things here in Superchat. And yeah, Prez the Investor. I wish I would stop drinking that stuff. But, you know, maybe someday, right? And when we look at Scratch and Pete PA's channel, so forgive me, I told you about his video series called The Scratch Challenge. He's been doing this with perfect consistency for over 3.5 years now. As well, like I said, presentations at the forefront of his mind. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by the content in the thumbnails. He gives us a hint about the giveaways. And then his banner's updated every week, if you could believe that. And then his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first video over 3.5 years ago. And if you can catch us for one of his premieres, which happen every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of the Stock Explorer, Hilda DC, and a few select other channels. It is very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. So hopefully everybody will catch us for that. Some of us even text each other and have alarms on our phones so that we don't miss his premieres, because like I said, it's 3.5 years of every week at the same day, same time. And when we look through his channel, we're also going to find some shorts now, because he expanded the content over here and brought us some vlogging style shorts, which are pretty unique in my opinion, that came from a vacation that he took to Italy last year. and these give us a chance to see all the different areas he visited, as well as some Italian lottery tickets that we otherwise might not have seen. And he brought us his very first live stream. So we're hoping for more, and hopefully everybody will put the notification bell on when you get there. Of course, he's monetized lots of ways to support him, including super chats, super stickers, and super thanks when we get to his channel. So spin the wheel. We get another channel ready to go. Oh, I think there's much more now facing reality. I think there's well over 50 million channels on YouTube. I don't even remember the last time I looked that up. But it is there is a lot of content out there. Butler Family Farm is coming up right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Butler Family Farm is up on the screen. They're monetized also. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They are going to show us what it takes to look after a property that is 116 acres of farmsteading, farming and homesteading. So when we look at their About page, we're going to see a little bit of information about Jerry and Susan, what they're doing here, including the bees that they've got on the farm for the second year in a row. They've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, as well as cats and dogs. And they literally bring us all around the property. They bring us into their home. They bring us into the shop to show us things that they work on. And most of the content here is outdoors. When we look at the second video that they've got here, I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list because I want to see what they're doing with these bees again. And then Garden Club Tour is a collaboration that we talked about earlier from Gale Southern Living. And I mentioned the idea that you're going to see more channels here on the screen today that have got Garden Club Tour videos. So here's 2 already, just on the front page before we even start digging through these, and lots of creators have lots of these, so it's great to see them collaborating together. Jerry and Susan do a great job of collaborating with other creators. First of all, they do a lot of live streams with StreamYard panels, but they also meet up with a lot of creators, and we'll see those in a moment as well. Butler Family Farm has got some shorts here that have gotten into 12,000 views and beyond, one over 47,000, which is great to see, with an interesting title on the video as well. And then live streams on the channel. So Jerry and Susan are on every Monday at what I believe is 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes it's a chance just to get to know them, to hang out with them. They celebrated their 40th year anniversary actually the other day. That was a separate live stream. They have often got StreamYard panels. I joined them a few months ago. There's Gale Southern Living again, and lots of other familiar faces over here. They also meet up with creators frequently, and so much so that they head out hundreds of miles away to go to some of these meetups, like the 10 Killer meetups and the Mid-America meetup. They can have up to 80 channels worth of creators and supporters there. StreamYard panels, sometimes they got a full grid. There's Garden State Gardener over there as well. Lots of familiar faces, and you will meet more friends when you're with Butler Family Farm for their live streams as well. Most of the creators here in the Tuber Chat family will allow and encourage you to meet more friends in their live chats, whether they're premieres or live streams. And that's a great way to help grow your channel as well. Jose Fantasticville, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And Lewis Acre Farm Karma has a new kitty cat. I was my family had dogs when I was growing up. I've not had a pet of my own, but some of you know Kristen Welton, my girlfriend. I've been with her for a very long time now. We're getting on 9 years. But I've been living with her for about 8 of those, and she has got a couple of cats. And Facing reality, yes, it is lonely when nobody comes into the streams. I have been there too, I promise you. But the key to building an audience is live streaming frequently. So we know that it's not fun, especially if nobody shows up. You can message a couple people, put it on your community tab. Just try to do as much as you can. I find it helps to post them in advance, if possible, so that people can prepare and can plan to be there for you. But if you stream regularly, especially if you can put together a consistent schedule, you will find that live streams really build up. If you start visiting a lot of the live streams from creators that you hear me talk about here in the Tuber Chat live streams, you will find that there are a lot of people who have live streams that are very vibrant. I am very pleased to see people with 10, 20 people watching all the time. It used to be harder a long time ago. And then, so that's just an idea. Consistency is key over there. Sweet Acres Koi Farm is just asking, when you're running a playlist for someone, do you have to keep the volume on? We've done a lot of testing, including our moderators here, some of the friends I've talked about today, some that are here occasionally. Their channels have really grown in this and that. We've had a lot of help from a lot of people. And what we have insisted is that the volume should be on, even if it's on the lowest level. So let's say not 1 but 2, no matter the device or your computer or whatever else. But I can't tell you that I'm right about that. That's the only problem. So it may not matter. I believe that I have mistakenly left the volume off and still had success with that when it comes to running playlists on different channels. But I'm unsure because it's so many. And for myself, it's been so long now. And what I mean by that is just there's been so many different times and so many people have helped that it's almost impossible to say, like, okay, I know 12 people were watching, the live stream was 4 hours, how many watch hours did we get out of it? It doesn't quite work as easily as that. So we put the volume on, but again, I'm just not saying I'm right about it. So what I always do is put the volume on number 2, and then I put the volume on number 2 on whatever device it's on as well. So I'll lower the volume on a computer and lower the volume on my speakers or headphones or whatever. My computer says headphones, but it's actually speakers plugged into the headphone jack. So what I would do then, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So I would move the volume slider on a computer, not down to the lowest level, not to number 1, where you see that line start to show up through the speaker, but to number 2. Then I would also turn the volume down here to just, you can't even hear it kind of thing. What some people also have done as an idea is just put headphones, if you were going to leave it running on a tablet or even a computer or a phone or anything like that. People might use headphones for that and just leave the volume low. But again, we're not saying we're right. Best thing to do is experiment, but it's just an idea. And then little Lego just got married, so congratulations on that. Hopefully that is going spectacularly. I imagine it would be. And then, yes, pardon me if I'm missing anything in the chat. Let me spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. Now, we had Butler Family Farm up there. We got a few friends setting up or going live and things like that. And Butler Family Farm's here with us just about every day as well. So next up is Hilda DC. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Hilda DC is up on the screen right now. So this is a beloved and dedicated moderator. She's been with us pretty much from the beginning. An incredibly supportive creator. The thing about the moderators here is they're all longtime friends of mine, but they're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. I believe that is what has drawn me to each of them. But that also means that when you visit their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in TuberChat. So Hilda DC is also known as one of the most encouraging creators that I've met in my now 7 years on YouTube. And what I mean by that is when you get through her content, whether it's a video or a live stream, you're going to find positive affirmations coming from this creator, more so than many others, but in a natural and instinctive way. As well, she has special effects on the screen during her videos, like the premiere she did the other day. And then as well, she even gets Nightbot on the case. She is somebody that absolutely stands behind and beside her supporters and her YouTube family. And I hope you'll connect with her so you can get some of that support coming back to you as well. On her channel, she does a lot of StreamYard panels with other creators. I've joined her countless times on her channel, on other channels together. And she also does a lot of cooking videos and a lot of taste test challenge type videos. She'll often go for either weird food combinations or give products a try with new flavors, things that we may not even see in Canada, which is really, really cool. So hopefully everybody will connect with Hilda DC. We want to push her towards the 2,600 subscribers she's thinking about now. She's done well with shorts, getting into 2,900, 6,100 views and beyond, won over 47,000. And then she has also got live streams that are occasional now. She comes up once every couple of months or so, and she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Of course, TNT Home Services Unlimited, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And then pardon me if I've missed anything in the chat again. Yeah, that makes sense, Lewis Acre Farm Karma. You know, it would just take an unreasonable amount of testing for anybody to do that for like, you know, like days at a time and check whether the volume off mattered or not. I have heard both. It matters, it doesn't matter. But we just, where possible, leave the volume on when we can. The other thing, too, that can really help a lot of people with watch hours, it's not when we're thinking about our own, but when we're thinking about other people's watch hours, is the idea of, like, I'm lucky enough to have a computer around almost everywhere. I usually have a laptop with me somewhere. But if I have to leave the house, run an errand, go to sleep, take a nap, any of that stuff, I can usually hop into 3 or 4 live streams, depending on what screen I'm using, and I'll hop in the chat, but I'll just leave them running, right? Not even necessarily say goodbye or like mention the idea that I'm not there. I've been in the chat for like 15 minutes, this and that, and then I'll just leave them, let them run right through. And that can really help a lot of people's live streams, or pardon me, watch hours. So hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming into the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up. I'm going to try to start moving it because I've been on for a couple of hours. We've just got an hour left. I'm not really in a race. We could go a few minutes over time. But we always want to think about our moderators as well. You know, these friends of ours are volunteering the idea of helping us. So we just want to be considerate, because it's bad enough I don't often have start times here on TuberChat. I usually try to let them know a day or two in advance if I don't forget. But end times, you know, people plan, especially when they're going to be with you for several hours. You know, everybody's got life to do, right? And then, oh, did I miss something, Butler Family Farm? I must have missed one there. They're making me laugh all the time. That's usually Jerry, but Jerry and Susan are Butler Family Farm. Yeah, I miss a lot of the chat. I don't mean to. I'm sure everybody understands. I just can't catch everything. Silent Silver, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then, yeah, Pods, make sure you have plenty of drinks by your side. Absolutely. That's so there's 2 reasons why I take a lot of breaks, which we'll do in another 5 minutes or so. Here in TuberChat, I found that we used to live stream 4 times a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We did that for a very long time. But when we first started 4 years ago, the live streams were only an hour, not even an hour and a half. Now they're 3 hours, and I still can't get through every channel that comes through. So it's great that it's built up, you'll notice I don't share on Facebook anymore. I don't share on Twitter. I don't share on Reddit. I don't share almost anywhere. And even the community posts that I put for the live streams are restricted to silver and gold members, like Home Bartending with John. We'll talk about that in a second. So everything I can to kind of slow the thing down. I know it sounds ridiculous to say that, but this is a different kind of channel. Obviously, there's no viewers here. It's 100% channel owners. So it makes sense that things would be a little bit different. I bring it every day. Kelly, good to see you here. Freddie from Emotion New Soul, good to see you in the house as well. He is a beloved and dedicated moderator also, so I'll get him on the wheel. He's got a couple channels. And then, forgive me if I just lost my train of thought on what I was saying there. I think I did. Home Bartending with John is up on the screen right now. And this creator brings us 2 one-of-a-kind channels in the Tuber Chat family. And I say one-of-a-kind because I haven't seen other channels doing quite the same thing. Home Bartending with John will teach us how to make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. We don't have to have a home bar setup quite as elaborate as what John's got here, but he does show us what it takes to keep a bar like this replenished and teaches us about the tools we might need behind the bar to make some of our favorite cocktails. He also does collections, like he'll bring us a video including 6 or 8 low-calorie cocktails. Another one with non-alcoholic mocktails, as they're called. When he does recipes, he often gives us different variations. Sometimes you'll hear 2 or 3 different ways that a drink could be made. He'll show us a few of those variations, usually based on pop culture, music, movies, television, and things like that. Pardon me. He also takes requests on his channel, and he's done a couple for me already, for which I'm grateful. And he does a lot of product reviews, and like any other, these can really be helpful because he can give you an idea as to whether you might enjoy something before you go and spend money on it to try it. Shorts on this channel have done well, getting into 1,600, 2,400 views. One that's still moving, that's at 8,200 now. And then live streams are an idea from the past. We'll see if he's going to bring those back. He's now over 500 subscribers, and we're hoping to push him towards the 600 that we know he must be thinking about. I'll spin the wheel right away, and we'll see who's coming up next. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then what I meant to say about the drinks and the breaks there that we take in Tuber Chat is the idea. I used to stream 4 times a week, but when it especially started to get my schedule moved around a little bit, I'm lucky enough to be able to work full-time. Pardon me while I whine and complain to myself here that I'm forgetting John's second channel. We're going to look at Cruising Scene in a second. I just said he had 2 channels, and I forgot to put the second one up again, so thank you, Scratch and PPA. This second channel is from Home Bartending with John as well. We got to spell it properly, the pipe guy, and I'll talk about it in a second. When I talk about drinks and taking those breaks, my voice can't take 4 days of streaming in a row for 3 hours. Not because anybody can't do it. It's because I tend to yell. I can hear myself doing it today, even though I'm in the office. I got a couple fans going and things like that. But when we live stream, we tend to project our voice naturally, and then some of us can find ourselves screaming at the camera. So my voice can't take more than 3 hours. That's why we have to cut them off. It used to be 2.5. But I figure by taking these few 3-minute breaks, that will extend the whole stream by half an hour. So we found that to be a little bit helpful. What is the cause of YouTube kicking someone out of the app when a channel link is clicked on that is in the chat? Oh, that's a weird occurrence, Victoria G. My guess would be that would have to do with the platform that they're on, whether somebody's on an Android phone or an iOS phone or a tablet or a Windows computer or Mac or Linux or something like that. And I could be very wrong about that. My guess would be that it has to do with the way that the link is created, because there's a million ways to make links. You can copy the link address from a browser. You can almost type it in. You can use a share button that YouTube's got built in. So my guess is that it's the way that the link is being created that is causing people to be sent out of the app, and what I'm guessing is into a browser if they're on a phone or something like that. And you can, if you don't mind elaborating, if I'm not right about the way I'm answering the question, I can try to give an idea. It really will be just opinion more than anything else. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma is looking for guests for their Meet Me Monday series. I hope to join them, hopefully in around, let's say, September. My summers, like I was saying, I'm lucky enough to be able to work full-time, but 3 days a week I'm away from the computer and outdoors doing ungodly work that I wouldn't wish on anybody. But it takes me away, so I can't be on, and I keep a pretty full plate. No busier than anybody else, but just we know that life gets in the way when you're trying to juggle how many different things, right? Yeah, that's an interesting thing. So thank you, Victoria G. It happened to you in multiple chats. Yeah, that's just a guess. And then if you don't mind me asking, what platform you're on right now? Are you on a phone? And the links, so I've got the robots hitting different links, but when you look through a couple of these, you might see that those are constructed differently as well. So Nightbot dropped one for Ree's Blissful Connections. That link looks a little bit different than the one for Wolf Spirit Productions, and I wonder if there's a difference between those two, because the Wolf Spirit Productions one is using an @ symbol, whereas the Ree's Blissful Connections is an older style, which still works, of link. Those are gold members, so their links are dropped here every half hour or so automatically. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. The Adventures of Traveling Mike, thank you again for another Super Chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always looked at that channel, but I certainly do appreciate that. Yeah, Victoria G, I'm just going to have to make a mental note of that and see what people say, because that's the first time I've heard of it, but it does make sense what you say, that a link would drop you not into the app, but out into a browser. Yeah, I'm going to have to experiment with that. I've got an Android phone I can play with. Crazy Clay's Adventures, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Oh, that's we know that channel. I don't know why that continues, but that's okay. All right, the Pipe Guy is up on the screen. This, like I said, is another one-of-a-kind channel that comes to us from Pardon Me, Home Bartending with John. What he's doing here is making industrial pipe lamps and industrial pipe art. And this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, is on this particular channel. So he's just got a few videos here, a couple of shorts, one video, but he's already at 47 subscribers. So we'd love to push him a little bit farther towards the first 100. He's almost halfway there. And then we'll see if that creator's going to do what they always do. I'll just watch for that. And then, pardon me, I did say that we're going to look at Cruising Scene. So let's look at this channel right now, and then we'll go for a break in a minute. Cruising Scene has over 1,000 subscribers now, which is great to see. This is Sharon and Gary from Texas. They've got a little bit of information on their About section, including their first love being cruising. I don't blame them. I've been lucky enough to have been on a cruise once, actually worked on a ship for a few months. But I'm just as excited as everybody to see a lot of the cruising and travel content that comes out from these creators. And I see that they've got another couple of videos this week, so I'm going to take this latest one. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. This is a cabin tour, and it's interesting to see as well over the years how the decor and design of these different cruise ships has evolved as well. Cruising Scene, of course, is going to bring you through all the different ideas, whether it be the restaurants, the attractions, the shows, the casinos, the rooms, and the excursions. And then when we get into shorts on the channel, we see that these have gotten into 7,600, 8,300 and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they've done one of these in the past. We'll see if they're going to pick those back up or keep those going. And hopefully everybody will connect with them and help push them towards the 1,100 subscribers that they're thinking about. And then Midnight Gamer, yeah, it's when you have a live stream that is lengthy, like let's say over an hour or 2 hours long, I would refresh once in a while just for the sake of doing it. I even do it here on the screen in the background so that I can see what's going on in the chat. Herman the Great, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Lucy Warren's World is also in the house. Travels and Gardening with DJ is here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. Heaven's Fire 18, good to see you here. Yeah, this is just this again. Pardon me for a second while I'm looking at something in the background. And then let's spin the wheel. Let's see who's coming up next. And what we'll do right now is we'll go on another break for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do, I'm going to play for you another clip from our new interview series that's out as videos. And we're dropping these once a month on the first Saturday of every month. I'll get the next one edited and try to post it a little bit earlier than I did this time. This time I was very late. And I'll talk to everybody eventually about what mistake I made while I was editing that interview that made the editing take probably 5 times longer than it needed to. It's a simple thing to fix. Basically what happened is I used StreamYard. StreamYard now has a feature where, at least in the paid version, I'm not sure if it's available in the free version, when you have more than one panelist on a live stream or a recording, you can download separate audio files for each person's microphones. What that allows is, let's say you have a situation where you didn't know it, but one person's microphone is much louder than the other person's. It may not seem terrible during the live stream, but when you try to edit after, it can be awful because you're constantly raising and lowering volumes for different microphones. That's the trouble I was in. I forgot the fact that you can download those separate MP3 files or whatever they are so that we can basically raise the volume of one entire microphone and then edit at even volumes, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to get at is, when I did the last interview with Unstable TV, they're in Australia. I don't know if the internet connection and the distance has anything to do with it, but I found when I was editing the video that their microphone was far lower than my own. I don't know if that could have been fixed while I was recording, but it's something I'll look forward to checking out in the future. But now that we know that StreamYard offers that feature, what I should have done is downloaded the 2 audio files separately, raised the volume on their microphone, and then everything would have been lightning fast, because I'm fairly fast at editing videos, much faster than I should have been with that last one. So that's just an idea. Anyway, we're going to play another clip from another video right now. We'll look at the one from Unstable TV that I'm talking about. You'll see that after the editing, the audio just about matches. My microphone cracks a little bit just because the compression that I put on it, but the volume should be pretty even. That's a side note. Basically what these conversations are is an interview style that goes on for an hour to 2 hours. All of the creators who've been featured are longtime friends of Superchat, and all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm gonna go first there.
Yeah, you want to master at this one?
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title, or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on, but the thing about it is that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna skyrocket, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube, could be a tag change, it could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part, because like, if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly, what sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, well, I can just look at a plane and, oh, what's going to happen here? I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags,
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like, from our experience anyway, it has. Like, we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like, there, what thumbnail we doing on? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video. We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like, a month later, we're like, wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up. And I know people are probably going, no, it's really good, but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, wow, this is like not great. But we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice. Okay, pardon me for that. I usually don't do live streams here. Pardon me, live in the office at this time, so there's more going on in here than usual. John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And I put Joyful Steffi's channel on the wheel now. Pardon me for a quick second while I get myself together here. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Hugo Homestead's a longtime friend as well. Pretty soon I'm going to have to say they've known us for 4 years, because it's got to be close. Yeah, Ashley, it's just the music ended. I just got one song in that break. It's usually 3.5 minutes. And then it won't continue after. Mona did what? Hopefully I said hello earlier. I know you've been here for a little while. 99 Midnight Gamers on the screen right now. I did take a few names off the wheel, so for any of our members that haven't been seen yet, just please be active in the chat. I'm really going to have to speed things up. I'm going to try to get through as many channels as I can in the next 40 minutes or so, but we're going to try not to go too far over time. Joey's Vlogs, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. 99 Midnight Gamer is a channel I'm still getting to know. They're fairly new. We've just looked at them a couple of times. They got 693 subscribers right now, so we'd like to push them towards the 700 we know they're thinking about. When I look through their About section, they're playing Red Dead Redemption more often than anything. I love Rockstar. Grand Theft Auto, of course, is my game of choice, but they do play other games as well. They let us know. So they just put a video up a few weeks ago. It's 24 minutes. Great to connect to. They've actually got a 3-minute one here, 3.5 minutes, which is also good to connect to. And I'm going to put their latest video on my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them. Playlists could be a great tool for that. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 3,000 and almost 8,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on this channel. You can see a little bit of a mix between different games over here. And they seem to be live at least once a week. They just did one yesterday, so we'll see if they're going to keep those up. And then we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. And then, yeah, TNT Home Services Unlimited. As long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be fine. We see channels getting to their first 100 faster than ever before. I'm not saying it's fast. I'm not saying it's easy. It's just faster and easier than it was, at least when I started 7 years ago. As a matter of fact, the very first channel that I started running took 6 months to get our first 100 subscribers. And the owner of that channel, because it's not my channel, I run channels for other people, or did. Now I run channels just for one person. But at the time, that creator had to sit on the phone for half an hour with a friend of like 20 years to say, would you please just hit the button so I can have my number 100? And you can imagine that frustration. So it's faster and easier than it was back then. Handicapped Travelers, working on 1,300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'm just going to grab their latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. They just put that up a few days ago. They give you a bit of information on their About page, not just travel. They also do some gardening, cooking, as well as crafting. And then they'll give you an idea of travel from their perspective. As you can imagine, shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,400 and 2,600 views, as well as live streams are something that they have done. They're usually on every month or two. They just did one a couple of weeks ago, so it might be a little while, but hopefully I'll catch you for the next one. And again, we've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. We'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. Wheats Art is another creator with 2 different channels. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. when we look at Wheat's art, we see an art channel from a creator that we already know as Wheat and Shaw. I'm just going to grab his latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. This creator features his art here, but also shows us the tools that he uses to make that art. When I get into the shorts over here, you got a better idea of the type of art that they're featuring. He also puts a bit of this on his original channel, which is Wheat and Shaw, where he brings fun into everything that he does, and this channel brings a lot of comedy on top of everything else. He's got a premiere coming up actually on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then this creator will give us some information about the different things they do, including their collectibles on their About page. They post videos frequently, as you can see, usually about once a week. They got shorts over here. These have started to move into 3,900 and 5,000 views and beyond, and then live streams over here as well. And did I catch you for one of? I didn't catch you for one of these birthdays. Hopefully, we got a chance to wish them a happy birthday during our last stream, and forgive me for not being certain. And then we'll see if they're going to do some more live streams soon. And again, I know I say it a million times, but we do have notification bells on for every single channel. We'll spin. We'll see who's coming up next. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So this is a brand new channel for us, Tanks and Fish. I'm going to put quotes around it so that YouTube will do a little bit, hopefully, better job of knowing that we're looking for this channel. There it is right away. When I put quotes around the name, it came up first. What I find is that channels with popular names can struggle with the search results for a while, but almost everybody comes up #1 for their name around the world by the time they get to about 800. The trade-off is when you have a name that's popular and easy to remember, it can struggle with the search results for a while. When you have a name that's unique, it's hard for us to remember, so people might not remember to search for it. Or like you see me trip a couple times here during the live stream where I'm like, oh, what were the names of your other channels? I got to remember, especially if somebody's got more than one. So Tanks and Fish is here with over 300 subscribers, and I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on as well. And that should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on also. And that will help you catch our future live streams. We are usually here 3 times a week at least, and we mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Next up is She Stole My Thunder, who's a fellow Canadian that comes to us from Montreal. And on her banner, she lets us know that she reviews books, art, and movies, but she actually does a lot more. There's been a lot of storytelling going on the channel lately. She went through a horoscope series not too long ago, and she does a little bit more with variety, but this creator does review a lot of books, art, and movies. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 400 views and beyond. As they post more and more, they'll likely continue to grow. And then this creator also brings us live streams. So they just did one. I thought I was there for the latest one. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was the one before. She Stole My Thunder will give us tutorials occasionally about a program or app called Canva, which is free. You recognize probably a lot of the thumbnails that you'll find in there as templates. They're easy to work with and easy to change. You change the colors, change the pictures, make those thumbnails your own, and you see a lot of that as well. And then hopefully everybody will connect with She Stole My Thunder. She has been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember. I think she's been with us about 4 years as well. let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And thank you, Mona Did What? Together We Travel. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Joyful Steffies is a channel I'm still getting to know. I think we just looked at this once. I think I caught her for a live stream as well, right? Yeah, I just caught her for a live stream last week. So Joyful Steffies is at 887. She's working on 900. She'll be officially on the road to 1K in no time, but we'd love to push her a little bit closer. She does fashion, jewelry, shoe hauls, Christian devotions, as well as arts and crafts. I'm going to take your latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to get caught up with you. Playlist can be a great tool for that. And then shorts on this channel have gotten into 500 views and beyond, one over 1100, which is great to see. When we look at live streams, we see at Disc Creators Live occasionally. They seem to be bringing these out almost once a week. We'll keep our eyes on the channel, see if they're going to do another one. We've always got notification bells on for everyone as well. And then yeah, hopefully you're doing what you need to be safe then. And ahead of that news, Lewis Acre Farm Karma. And then Keisha H picked up a gifted membership, I believe, today. And then thank you, Heaven's Fire 18. Yeah, we're much busier today than I would have expected. I mean, Tuber Chat's always busy, for which I'm grateful. Today we got a raid right at the beginning of the stream from Broken Hearts Ministry, which is another channel from Gail's Southern Living. So she sent in quite a few friends. I think a couple are still here with us right now. Keisha H is up on the screen, and this is another longtime friend. 1,200 subscribers, and they've passed that. They're working on 1,300. I'm just going to look through their videos here. I can see I'm behind. I'm going to grab the latest one, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. These homesteading channels, or people who are going to bring us a lot of gardening and things like that, will bring us a lot of do-it-yourself information for things a lot of times that can save money, actually. But they will bring us, like I noticed this is a do-it-yourself pesticide and fungicide spray, which I think is a great idea. I might actually have to watch that video particularly. I got a situation where I work where there's hornets all over the place, and obviously whatever was done last year about that didn't fix that. So we got, the problem is it's inside some siding, you know, when you have like a roof and there's that like aluminum siding that comes down, they can get in there, but you can't get anything else in there without ripping it all apart. But this might be something that I can look at to help with. When we look at Keisha H, she says lifestyle, travel, family, and more. And then there's more information here, including spiritual inspiration. And then when we look at shorts on this channel, we're going to see that these have gotten into 500 and 700 views and beyond. And then live streams on the channel as well. So always smiling, always looking like they're having a good time and positivity. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. It's been a few weeks already, and mostly outdoor live streaming, which is really cool to see. So hopefully we'll push Keisha H towards the 1,300 subscribers they're thinking about. I see Mr. Bones in the house. It's good to have you here. And Emotion New Soul is just gifting a membership. Lucy Warren's World picked that up. If they're still in the chat, I will put them onto the screen right away. We're going to look at Emotion New Soul next. I just spun the wheel, so we'll put Prez the Investor up, and I see Just Jason Keto and more coming into the chat. He celebrated a birthday yesterday, so some of you might have noticed that he didn't go live last night. I was looking for him, actually messaged him on Instagram to say, hey, you going live? Because Just Jason Keto and more is a dear friend. He's somebody I've met up with a couple of times. And he's somebody who is growing fast on his YouTube channel. Actually, I believe the biggest reason why is because he's supporting so many other creators. So hopefully everybody will wish him a happy belated birthday in the chat. And now we're looking at Prez the Investor. Emotion New Soul is coming up next. Prez the Investor is going to help us make sense of what on earth has been going on over the last week with both the stock markets and a little bit of crypto. This creator posts frequently. I can't believe I'm behind because I thought I just took one of your latest videos and put it in that catch-up list the other day. It's unreasonable that I'm behind 2 weeks with Prez the Investor unless I was in the wrong account. I got a few different accounts that I go in and out of here. But Prez the Investor is very forthcoming about their own investment moves and their own portfolios. They've often got charts and graphs for us to see with their trading view on the screen. They also bring us shorts on this channel. These have gotten into 500 and 600 views and beyond. They do a lot of collaborating. Lisa J. Stocks has been featured on the channel. They've collaborated together many times before. And then I'll look at live streams as well. You'll see her again with Prez because they've done this, like I said, several times, many times. I've been lucky enough to catch them. And I'm happy to have some of these financial channels in the Tuberchat family for a long time now because, 99% of us are going to think about monetization for our channel. So wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we could maximize the impact of the revenue that's going to come to us through that monetization? That's what Prez the Investor is going to help us with, as well as the idea of saving the money we need to invest. And they'll talk about technical aspects as well, like dollar cost averaging and dividends and ETFs and things like that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Prez the Investor and push them towards the 600 subscribers we know they're thinking about. We'll go for another break. We'll make this one a really quick one for 3.5 minutes. We'll come back with Emotion New Soul. All right, we're just about back. This is Emotion New Soul. This is another creator who's been with us pretty much from the beginning, let's say 4 years now, and they are a beloved and dedicated modder and have been for all this time. So, Emotion New Soul is a talented singer, songwriter, producer, and performer, and what they bring to us in their YouTube channel is their original works in the form of YouTube video, music videos. This creator, I'm just going to take the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. And sometimes they also bring us compilations or even live stream. They're called Tiny Desk concerts, where this creator will perform compilations. And then they've got some reaction videos as well as a small amount of variety on the channel. They've got some live streams. Like I said, they're live frequently. I missed the last one. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. Once in a while they'll do something different, like a StreamYard panel like this with some familiar faces. But Emotion New Soul is also a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, on top of being a beloved and dedicated moderator here, with an official artist channel. You'll notice the music note there. He's got shorts over here as well to round out the channel, with about 1,400, one over 1,700 views. And then this creator's monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And he's got a second channel called Writing with Emotion New Soul, where we get a behind-the-scenes look both at how the music is made, along with a better look at the man behind the music. Once in a while he'll do a reaction over here. He's got a few shorts on this channel and a couple compilations as well. These ones have gotten close to 1,000 views, so they'll likely continue to grow and cross that milestone when he posts a few more. And then live streams on the channel are occasional here as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Writing with Emotion New Soul. He's almost to 800 subscribers on this second channel as well. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Oh, pardon me, I should have caught that. Yes, Scratch and PPA, Lewis Acre Farm Karma dropped a super chat, so forgive me, I should have had that channel up right away. I'm going to put it up next right now. I also see Lucy Warren's World. I've put them on the wheel. I can't remember which gifted membership you picked up today, because we had a few, but I've had you on the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. TNT Home Services Unlimited is here for the second time. Yeah, I might have been mistaken about that, but it's great to have you back. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Just Jason Keto and More celebrated a birthday yesterday, so thank you everybody to wishing him a happy belated birthday. Let me rerun this video. I don't think I actually ran it yet. That's why I think I clicked on it and did not see that. This is when I was looking for him yesterday, because I was like, wait a second, did he drop a premiere? But no, he dropped that on Wednesday. And then Just Jason Keto and More wants to motivate us and inspire us when it comes to a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating and healthy living, particularly when we talk about a keto-based diet or lifestyle on his channel. He has a ton of recipes, hundreds literally, and what I like about Jason's approach to recipes on the channel is they are fast and easy to make with only a few ingredients. But he also has done a couple of cook-along live streams. We'll look at those for a quick second here. He goes live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, unless it's his birthday. And then once in a while, he'll do a cook-along live stream where he'll show us how he makes some of the healthy things he likes to eat and work into his own diet. And once in a while, he's got a panel. He'll bring on another influencer to share their trials, tribulations, their life experience, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And he likes to celebrate milestones, as we encourage with lots of different creators. He's now approaching 3,000 subscribers, which is great to see, and monetize. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Shorts on this channel have done really well, with a hint about healthy looking grilling shorts here, doing well at 4,000, 5,000 and 6,000 views. One at 22,000, which I've seen. And then in his videos, he's also got more conversations with more creators. There's Kendra. She's usually with us from Consume the Goodness. Lots of these recipes, product reviews. He can help us make sense of some of the ingredients we're going to find in products that are marketed towards a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And he's willing to head out hundreds of miles away to bring us informative content from places like Keto Palooza, and he'll be back there again this year. Just Jason Keto and More is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, so I hope everybody will connect with him, push him towards that 3,000. We know he's thinking about it. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma just dropped a super chat, so we got their channel on the screen. We always put super chatters and membership gifters up as soon as that happens. We'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. And then Mr. Fulton Mraz, good to see you in the house. He's been a friend of about 5 years now. Lewis Acre Farm Karma is somebody who's going to bring us some more homesteading style content. And they give you the story in their About section in Southwest Idaho. Lewis Acre Farm Karma is not only here with us frequently, but out supporting other creators regularly as well. I run into them constantly when I'm out bouncing in between premieres and live streams. I can't remember if she was part of the Garden Tour Club. She's got a series called Meet Me Monday where she features other influencers and creators as well. So I hope everybody will connect with her because collaborating with other creators is a great way to grow your channel. There's simply Jan Homestead there with her. She'll have other familiar faces here as well. Hopefully I'll join her when we get into the fall season a little bit. I literally don't have... I keep my schedule pretty tight. There's Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa over there. So more influencers, and you'll likely meet more friends while you're there as well. We'd love to push Lewis Acre Farm Karma towards the 300 subscribers that they're thinking about. We're going to end up overtime here, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. I'm really going to race through channels now. Rushing Wind Mountain's coming up. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Next up is Rushing Wind Mountain, and this is a creator who brings us content from the Pacific Northwest. They do a mix of nature and wildlife videos. I can see that I've got one here that needs to be rerun, so I'm going to put that in my catch-up list, but I'm also going to take your latest video. And we almost call these like an ASMR style because there's pleasing audio to go along with the pleasing visuals. But when we dig through the channel a little bit more, especially in the shorts, we're going to get a mix. And this is where we see the wildlife start to really take off. 11,000, 12,000, 16,000. And there's some humorous moments in there as well. Live streams on the channel are something that they experiment with. They've been doing horizontal and portrait live streams. Some of these have paid off really well. This one here, 2,800 views, which is great to see, and they bring these out occasionally. So we'll keep our notification bells on for every single channel. That gives us the chance to catch each other as often as possible. Rushing Wind Mountain now is working on 4,200 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life, comes to us from the UK. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. When we look at John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life, this creator has got quite a variety of creativity within them. I almost think of them as more of a filmmaker. They really appreciate art. They bring some of that to us on their YouTube channel. Filmmaking, vlogging, photography, creative writing. We've got song from this creator. We've got poetry from this creator. All in variety, and they've got a premiere set up for what I think is later in the month. And then John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life, is a huge Godzilla fan. You'll find that when you get to the channel. They got quite a few premieres here. As I dig through the channel, I see more ready to go. But I've got the latest video and put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep or get caught up with them. They've got shorts on the channel, and these have started to move into 1,000, even 1,600 views and beyond, and then live streams on the channel as well. This is something they did up to about a month ago, but these are occasional, so we'll see if John H. Shelton's going to pick those back up. They have been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and I think John H. Shelton has been with us for about 4 years as well, pretty close to it. I lose track of a lot of the lengths of time that we have been friends with creators. I certainly don't mean to. It's a lot to keep up with, as you can imagine. But the reason why I mention it sometimes is just to give everybody the idea there are generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters out there just waiting to meet you and support your content and channel into the future by literally months and years. Sweet Acres Koi Farm is a fairly new channel here in the Tuber Chat family as well, and somebody that I'm still getting to know. But when we dig through their videos, we see that they're putting these out approximately once a week. We'll see if they're going to continue that as well. I still have a lot to learn about koi fish and koi ponds, but they've got a bit of variety in the middle of some of these as well. And then when we look at shorts on this channel, we see that these have already started to move into 3,900 and 7,700 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well, where they've got StreamYard panels. So we'll likely be introduced to more influencers and possibly even more YouTubers when we get there. So hopefully everybody will connect with Sweet Acres Koi Farm. And they're officially on the road to 1K. We always say you're officially on a road when you get to a 100 milestone. Since they've passed 900, that puts them officially on the road to 1,000, which is an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Lucy Warren's World picked up a gifted membership today. So this is a creator who's also monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. This is somebody I'm still getting to know, but they've been here in the Tuber Chat live stream several times, and I've run into them outside supporting other creators as well. When we look at their videos, I'm going to take the latest one. It's been a couple of months here. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to somewhat get caught up with you in the smallest way. As well, they've got shorts on the channel. These seem to bring pure variety like we see from most creators, but a couple of these have done really well. 15,000, 35,000, one at 158,000. Which is just great to see. And then live streams on the channel, where these have come up with video gameplay up to a few months ago. We'll see if they're going to continue these, but like all creators, we've got notification bells on. That gives us the best chance of catching them the next time that they do go live. So hopefully everybody will connect with Lucy Warren's World, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And then we'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel up onto the screen in a second here. Looks like it's going to be our beloved and dedicated moderator, who also happens to be a member, Sam's Vlogs, Trains, and More. He's been with us from the beginning, pretty much 4 years here. And I don't think I saw that new avatar. This is really cool. I'm just going to show everybody a quick trick right now. If you right click in a browser, I'm using Chrome right now, and I go open image in new tab, what I can do up here is I can go to a part of this URL, which is really long and confusing, but there's a section that says equals S 160 in his case. You might see a different number there, but it's equals S, which stands for size. And then you can change this. I'll change it to 1024, which is a popular size on the internet. And I don't get the highest quality video or image here, but I get a better look at this avatar. The reason why I'm showing this to everybody is not everybody keeps all of their files on their computers when you're creating logos and avatars and things like that. So if you ever needed to grab your avatar, again, that's a quick way to do it. Or when people collaborate and grab each other's and things like that, just be careful about not using copyrighted images in ways you're not supposed to. You don't want to get in trouble on YouTube for that. Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More is over 2,000 subscribers. We'd love to push him towards the 2,100 he's thinking about. Of course, he's monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. As you can imagine, there's a lot of train videos here. I see he's got a new banner as well on his channel. It's nice to see creators freshening things up once in a while. And then oh, not today. Yeah, not last today. Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. When we look at the channel, like I said, lots of train videos. He could be indoors or outdoors. He could be giving us a look around or taking a trip. He could be giving us tips and tricks when we're going to think about traveling ourselves. But he does other things in the middle of these videos. Sometimes he'll bring us a random unboxing or shout out for another creator. And shorts on this channel bring a little bit more variety. He's gotten into 4,900 and 6,200 views, and then live streams on the channel are frequent. So I missed his latest one. Sam is either outdoor live streaming, which he's done a lot more of this year, and sometimes he's given us a game like a quiz or a Q&A or updates about the channel and a chance to get to know Sam. He's been a dear friend for a long time, and like I said, monetized, and he happens to be a beloved and dedicated moderator, as well as, pardon me, our longest standing official member as of today. Memberships come and go. And a lot of times people come for a little while, then they go to support another channel, then they move things around because nobody has an unlimited budget. As well, not everybody stays a member all the time, right? So that's an idea. They come and go all the time. I don't want anybody getting hung up on that stuff, but Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More is our longest running consistent member on the whole channel. So thank you, Sam, for that. I remember very specifically he grabbed the membership on the channel right at Christmas. Right, I think it was he did that as either a birthday. My birthday's right before Christmas, either a birthday present or Christmas present at the time, which I appreciated. Absolutely unnecessary, of course, when we think about super chats and memberships on this channel, but appreciated when they do happen. The Stock Explorer is up right now, and we'll talk about their content in a second. Lewis Acre Farm Karma, forgive me if I didn't thank you again for that super chat earlier, by the way. They're just asking, how can you be gifted a membership to a channel you've never been to? You recently received a membership to a channel you know of but have never been to. That's the first time I think I'm hearing about that. If you're 100% sure that you haven't been to the channel before, because I wonder even myself, I've made mistakes before where I've said I don't think I've seen this channel before, but yeah, I have been in theirs or they've been here. But yeah, anything's possible. YouTube doesn't really give us insight as to how they choose memberships. It's just the system and the algorithm. It's almost like a lottery win. But what I can tell you is I've never received a gifted membership. Actually, I have them off. So I don't receive gifted memberships anyway, so I wouldn't know, so forgive me. But what I can tell you about here in the Tuber Chat channel as a minimum is that we have seen gifted memberships go to creators who have been with us for years, people who have been in the chat only for a half an hour or less, and people who are not in the chat but have been to the channel before. So almost everything. I have not seen a Tuber Chat gifted membership go to somebody who's never been here before, though. So that's an interesting thing, but they change things up all the time as well. Mighty Howdy Dream Warrior, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And that's true too. Just Jason Keto and More came up with a good point. It could be a channel that changed names. You could have been to a channel before, but when you got the gifted membership, they've changed their name. And yeah, thank you, Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. Yes, it might have been Christmas Eve that happened when he grabbed that membership. So we're looking at the Stock Explorer right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream. pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then we're looking at the Stock Explorer, who has also been with us pretty much from the beginning. It's getting on 4 years now, or maybe even more. The Stock Explorer is another beloved and dedicated moderator, one of the most supportive creators that I've met. In my YouTube journey, they care very much about all of us here in the Superchat family, their own community surrounding their channel. And I've built up quite a friendship with Nora, actually, the creator behind this channel, where she brings the stock market typically in videos where she's got product in hand, occasionally talking about crypto as well. If you dig through the videos, you'll see these are posted occasionally. Shorts on the channel have got a lot more variety, but these have gotten into 2,700, 4,000 views, and now this Coke machine one that we've been watching has crossed 11,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams are frequent. So Nora doesn't have a schedule, but goes live usually about 3 times a week, if I'm not mistaken. Try to catch them when I can. We've got notification bells on for every channel. They do a mix of different streams, and they put different thumbnails on depending on what they're doing. So they might be talking stocks and crypto. They might be doing some lottery ticket scratching with other channels that they call battles. That's a really cool collaboration, and I think it's led to a lot of rapid growth for this channel. Sometimes they have charts and graphs for us to see. Sometimes it's friendly conversation. I joined Nora last year on her channel for a 2-hour conversation about YouTube. Much of that is probably still relative. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Stock Explorer. They have got 2,100 subscribers, and I'll just give you a very quick look at the fact that they have a second channel. It's called Tropical Buzz. We're hoping they'll post some more content in the future. They happen to be in Florida, but I know that Nora's very busy between what they do for everybody on YouTube, and they happen to be a hard worker as well. There's little time to run more than one channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Nora, and like I said, they happen to be monetized on the Stock Explorer channel. They're here as a beloved and dedicated moderator as well, and a member. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then no, yeah, so Lewis Acre Farm Karma, you do not have to be in the chat at the time. We have found probably most gifted memberships go to people, I don't even know if it's most anymore. I want to say most go to people who are already in the stream, but that may not actually be true now that I'm thinking about it, because lots of times I've mentioned the idea that gifted memberships can go to just about anybody that's been on the channel. And then the notifications for those are so fantastic that when people receive a gifted membership, you often see them come into the chat when they receive the gifted membership. So Lucy Warren's World, I usually don't ask everybody to go back and watch replays of Superchat, first of all because they're 3 hours, but we're long monetized and everything. You could go back if you wanted to hear what I had to say about the channels that we talk about here, but I just can't remember who gifted your membership today, because there was a couple of channels that did that. Izzy Ska gifted a membership, and I'm looking back through my list to see if I can figure out who else did that today. These automated systems don't always do everything perfectly either. So even when you use something like Streamlabs and have the list, it doesn't want to show me who gifted the membership. If you went back and watched the replay, you'll see it fly through the chat. I think it was about halfway through. It was Emotion New Soul that gifted that membership, Lucy Warren's World. So thank you for that. Forgive me, scratching PPA, if you mentioned that before and I didn't catch it. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. Forgive my quick exit today, but we're just over 3 hours now. And we'll be back again on Sunday. I haven't set the time. It will be in the afternoon. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I'm thinking either 1 or 3 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll verify that with the moderators at some point, likely today. I'll send a message to our mod group so they know. And then we'll be on for another 3 hours. Of course, we get to as many channels as we can during that time, but please forgive me for the channels we didn't get to today. Tuber Chat is always busy, some days busier than others. Today was a little bit more overwhelming than I expected, but there's always at least 100 channels that you can meet during a Tuber Chat live stream, and we're usually here 3 times a week as well. P&J's Homestead Adventure is another channel that's here with us every day. They're out supporting other creators constantly as well. I'm just going to grab their latest video, put that in my catch-up list. You see a couple of their thumbnails for the Garden Tour Club also. When we look at this channel, we see that it's Paula and Jason, also in New York State. When we dig through most of their outdoor content, oh, the firewood is getting me upset there. When we look at their channel and their outdoor content, you'll find some of that famous winter weather as well, because they're able to bring us all 4 seasons. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2200, 2500 and beyond, and then live streams are something they've experimented with. We'll see if they're going to continue those. And thank you everybody again for the time that you spent, and we'll see you again very soon, hopefully on Sunday. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.